71 years ago, George Orwell wrote a prescient passage about the manipulation of language in politics. One ought to recognize that the present political chaos is connected with the decay of language. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. Well, back then, Orwell was writing about the rise of communism in the far left thought. Today, with the rise of the hard left in America, we keep Orwell-less warnings in mind and learn to spot lies that are made to sound truthful. During this pivotal time now, lucky for you, we're here and we're gonna help decode and translate the language of the Democrats and their media allies this campaign season. First, stop what they're saying about virus strategy. They need leadership. They need a plan. I wish we had a national plan. Everybody is confused. This is a time that we should be talking with one very clear, very consistent voice. It was the national strategy, the national leadership. Translation: when they say national strategy, they mean national lockdown. It is abundantly clear that they want to shut down the entire country until the virus either magically disappears on its own or until there is an effective, safe vaccine, which even Dr. Fauci has to say may never come. And think about Cuomo for a moment with his deadly COVID record. He should be run out of politics forever, not be held up as some type of anti-COVID superhero. And here is your nightly reminder. New York's deaths account for nearly a quarter of all deaths in the United States. They've had nearly 13 times more deaths per 100,000 than Texas and 7.5 times more than Florida. That recall also that California. Speaking of strategy, they instituted a strict lockdown and now they still have rising infections. It obviously didn't work. It prolonged the inevitable. So the national leadership they're craving for has to be just another lockdown, this time a national lockdown period. No exceptions. And Biden can't admit this. Of course he can. And the media is not going to press him on it certainly for any specifics of his solution, because they know it's not popular. But moving on, decoding the Democrats on race. Americans are in the streets demanding racial justice. I think that the right thing to do for our country moving forward is to guarantee healthcare, paid people living wage support, labor rights, and make sure that we're doing that with a lens of racial and social justice. Now is the time for racial justice. What does racial justice mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means empowering groups that pretend to care about minorities, but actually just end up profiting themselves by stoking racial animosity. Under a Biden administration, decisions will be made largely based on race, not on merit or hard work or achievement. Those words themselves, remember, come from white privilege. They're telling us now. So get ready for massive discrimination against, I don't know, more than 100 million Americans as special privileges, accommodations and money are doled out to certain politically preferred groups. And on foreign policy. Well, Democrats say they're going to need to rebuild all of our international relationships. The challenge of following this disastrous presidency over will not be just to restore the reputation or credibility. It'll be to enact a forward-looking foreign policy for the world as we find it today. Translation: get ready for another apology tour. Biden is going to go around the world begging America's pardon. After all, having a president who actually fought for and fights for our American workers and is tough on trade. He is not giving away the store like Obama. Did you think the Europeans like that? That's why Europe would probably love a Biden presidency, because they know he'll do pretty much everything Europe wants. And as far as China is concerned, remember Biden said they weren't even a threat, expected dismantling of all tariffs, huge concessions by the United States and the continued outsourcing of American jobs. Well, what about healthcare? Well, it's still the old if you like your plan, you can keep it. Healthcare guaranteed is human, right? But taking away the right to have a private fund if you want a private plan. I disagree with that. But here is a member of Biden's own Unity Healthcare Tax Task Force talking about how she and the progressives are able to move Biden to the left. We did a lot of good work together to really push the vice president's healthcare plan for much further than it's been before, to take elements of Medicare for all and put it into the platform.